The night my reflection didn't follow me. Hey, so, I've got a story to tell you. It's not something I share often, but every time I think about it, it gives me the creeps. I mean, I'm not the type of person who believes in ghosts or supernatural stuff, but what happened that night still messes with my head. Anyway, it was a Friday night, and I had the whole place to myself. My roommates were out, one on a weekend trip and the other at his girlfriend's place. I wasn't doing anything special, just binging some true crime documentaries on Netflix and scrolling through my phone. You know, the usual. Around midnight, I decided to head to bed. I'm a bit of a night owl, but even I've got my limits. As I was brushing my teeth, I caught a glimpse of myself in the bathroom mirror. Nothing weird, just me looking like a tired mess. I finished up, turned off the bathroom light, and headed to my room. That's when I noticed something that made my stomach drop. The hallway mirror, the one we use for last-minute outfit checks, was dark, like pitch black. At first I thought maybe it was the lighting. The hallway's always kind of dim at night. But when I walked past it, I swear to God, I didn't see my reflection. It's like it just wasn't there. I stopped and stared, trying to convince myself I was just imagining things. But nope. No matter how much I moved or waved my hand, the mirror showed nothing but darkness. Now here's where it gets even weirder. I reached out to touch the mirror, just to make sure it was, still a mirror, and not some weird portal or whatever. The surface felt cold, colder than usual. And when I pulled my hand back, there was this faint, foggy handprint left behind, like someone had been pressing against it from the other side. At this point, I was freaked out, but trying to stay rational. Maybe it was condensation, but the rest of the mirror was perfectly clear, and the apartment wasn't humid at all. I decided to turn on all the lights in the hallway, thinking it might help me shake this creepy feeling. Big mistake. With the lights on, I could see my reflection again. But it wasn't quite right. My movements were slightly delayed, like a bad video call with lag. And then it smiled. Not a normal smile, though. My mouth didn't move, but my reflection grinned at me. This wide, unsettling grin that stretched way too far. It's hard to explain, but it felt like it was mocking me. Like it knew I couldn't do anything about it. I stumbled back, heart racing, and the grin faded. My reflection just stood there, staring at me like nothing had happened. I bolted to my room, slammed the door shut, and locked it. I know, locking the door doesn't exactly stop a creepy mirror version of yourself, but it made me feel a tiny bit safer. The rest of the night I stayed in my room with the lights on, clutching my phone like it was some kind of talisman. I didn't sleep. I couldn't. Every little noise, the creak of the floorboards, the hum of the fridge made me jump. Around 5 a.m., when the first light of dawn started creeping through the blinds, I finally mustered up the courage to leave my room. The hallway mirror looked normal. My reflection was back to moving in sync with me. No creepy grins or foggy handprints. It's like nothing had ever happened, but I swear it did. I wasn't imagining it. A couple of days later, I casually mentioned the mirror to my roommate. I didn't tell him everything, just asked if he'd ever noticed anything strange about it. He got this weird look on his face and said, "Oh, you mean how sometimes it feels like it's watching you?" I laughed it off, but inside, I was freaking out. To this day, I don't know what I saw or experienced that night. I avoid the hallway mirror as much as possible, especially at night. Maybe it was just a trick of the mind, a mix of exhaustion and an overactive imagination. Or maybe there's something wrong with that mirror. So yeah, that's my story. Take it how you will. But if you ever feel like your reflection isn't quite right, do yourself a favor and don't stick around to find out why.